guys, what's up? So today I'm just going to quickly talk about the charms, particularly just for COC builds, okay? I'm not going to talk about other builds, but I'm just going to focus on COC, like what is the best charms, what is the secondary best line or modifier, what is decent to pick up, so on and so forth. Okay, so first of all, I think by now, I guess everyone should know that charm is probably the best for your third ascendancy. Like, it gives you one more additional stack of inventory, a 4x5 inventory, which is like 20 more slots. Really nice right there. And then all of them is just increased quant, but what we really want is the customizable or like the flexibility to put whichever modifier we want on the charm socket, right? And so to give you guys a really quick breakdown, I have written here just very quickly. Oh, sorry, let me just, yeah. First of all, you need to understand what are the charms. I'm just going to go through very quickly. There are three types of charm. One is Assign Charm, Lupin Charm, and Corvine Charm, if that's how you pronounce it. And they will only have all of these classes modifier, okay? So it doesn't mean that if I'm an assassin, for example, I will get a Marauder modifier. No, it doesn't apply like that. For Lupin Charm, the other two class will be Ranger and Duelist. For the Corvine Charm will be Witch and Templar, and that's why you will not get Marauder for Shadow. Okay, and just a very side note, right? Because of this charm, I think the Occultist is kind of going to be a popular choice for COC this league because of just this line of modifier. This is something that was always lacking in Occultist, like finding a proper source to get power charge. Okay, it is always hard for Occultists to have a source to get power charge unless you use power charge on crit, which you probably have to use it on your main 6 link if you really want to get consistency. Otherwise, bro, if you're going to use Occultist with no proper source of power charges going in to fight a boss, you probably just die horribly because your power charge is never going to keep up. Okay, due to mana constraints and stuff, we usually want to try and reduce as much mana for COC, like as much as 0 if possible. And Occultist Ascendancy is every, I think, 200 or 300 mana that you spend, or 500, I can't remember, you get one power charge, and that's why that source is unreliable. You need another separate source to actually get a power charge. That's why I think this is really good for Occultist this league. Okay, now on to, that was a little bit of sidetrack, on to Assassin. Guys, I've listed down every single modifier, but the best one, right? The best one is this. It's definitely this, okay? Have this on all of your single charm. 4 to 5% of, obviously you get the 5% to critical strike multiplier per power charge, okay? Even at the mid budget, you will have like 7, I think, 7 power charges. Oh shucks, I can't remember. Okay, I think it's 7. Okay, I think it's 7. Otherwise 8. Even if it's 7 to 8, it's like 35 to 40% quick multiplier. That's a lot. That is really a lot. And on top of that, right, you can put the same modifier on the sockets. Oops. Give me a second. I have no idea why did this happen. The server is getting very repeatedly, man. Okay, let me just go back in. Yeah, I was just about to show you the charms that I have inside. Sorry guys, just a second. Wow, it looks like everyone DC. The town is so empty. Okay, we're back. Okay, here. So this is the charm that you ideally want, which is the 5% critical strike multiplier per power charge. Okay, and you can put this into all 3 sockets. You can see all 3 of them. I have the 5% to critical strike multiplier. Just imagine this, okay? Just imagine this. If I have all, let's say if I have 8 power charges, okay? 8 power charges. I'm just gonna drop it out quite quickly right here. Per charm, you are going to get 5 times 8, which is equals to 40% crit multi, right? And if you have 3 charm, there will be 40% times 3, which is going to be 120% crit multi. Guys, how insane is this? This is like a no-brainer. Like, I'm definitely going to use 3. Like, some of you can probably contest or debate with me, like, how about Cowling Strike and stuff? Well, then let me ask you this. Cowling Strike only applies when the monster is less than 10% and then it just instantly kill it, right? Can this 10% equal to 40% of crit multiplier damage you are dealing with? Well, that's my question to you. Okay, it's just really that simple. My answer is definitely no. 40% crit multiplier doesn't equal to 10% of that instant kill that you're going to deal with. Like, you can meet a very, very powerful tanky rare monsters, for example, and that Cowling Strike is not going to be good for that situation. Right, definitely a 40 to 50% crit multi is way better than the 10% Cowling Strike. Okay, so definitely this is the one modifier you need to have when you're playing COC. For sure, okay, on all of the charms. Now, the second best charm is, as in the second best modifier is, I have actually listed it over here. Okay, oops, sorry, it's actually on my high budget Ice Nova Google spreadsheet. Alright, just scroll all the way down. There's a charms here. There's a trade link. I have helped you guys to filter every single one of them that is good. Okay, so I've divided it into 2 sections. Alright, one of them is the next best modifier you can have, but I'm gonna tell you the chances is you're gonna find none in the market. Okay, yeah, there we go. It's like none. Those are possible. I have seen before critical strikes have Cowling Strike on a critical strike multiplier per power charge, and that thing like costs 20 divines or 30 divines. Okay, like it's nuts. So don't expect to find one. If it's one, it's probably gonna be super expensive. And then the next one will be over here, which is like the next best second line of modifier. You're gonna find plenty of them here, which is gonna cost lesser. It's not the best, but it's good to have. Okay, not the best, but good to have. So just check out my Google spreadsheet below. There's a trade link. It's gonna help everyone much easier. And we are going to go back to all of the whole list of modifiers that are decent for COC. Now, I'm gonna go class by class. So first one will be Assassin. Critical Strike have Cowling Strike. This is no doubt good. Next will be Increased Elusive Effect. Like, why not? Of course, go faster, have more evasion, right? And that's all for Assassin. For Saboteur, it'll be cannot be blinded. Sometimes you might encounter modifiers whereby monster hit you can be blinded, or like the rare monsters have skills that already can make you blind, and by making you blind, meaning you are going to have a lot less accuracy, which also means that you are going to cast, you're going to COC much lesser, right? Next will be this increased cooldown recovery. Now I think this is one of the best ones ever, like, to be honest. Okay, to be honest, this is one of the best one ever, which means, right, which also means you don't really need to like deal with the elevated shoes if you have this, and you can just plug in a Headhunter and go. Okay, good to have, but not the best. Okay, good to have, but not the best. Next will be hits have 7 to 10% chance to deal 50% more area damage. Now this is I would say decent, but if you only have one, it's not really going to show a lot of difference. So unless you have all 3 of them, which is probably goddamn hard to find, maximum 30% chance to deal 50% more area damage with hits, that's gonna be a deal breaker. Okay, 10% is bad, but 30% is huge probably. Yeah. Next will be Trickster. So Trickster will have the evasion rating. This is just good to have, more ES. And here you have the percentage damage leech as energy shield. Now you don't need to have 1 to 2%. 0.5 is more than enough. Okay, if you have this, you can literally just remove this small node over here, right here. Okay, because this is just a separate source of us to have damage spell leech, right? And if you have that charm, you can just remove this and you can allocate the point somewhere else. Okay, next will be Dead Eye. Just increase effect of your mark, not the best because we're only going to use Assassin's Mark, which is just, I will guess like 10 to 20, 10 or 20% increase crit multiplier, right? Not really a lot, but yeah. Pathfinder, this is the next best. Okay, magic utility flask applied to you have increased effect. This is just insane. If you manage to get your hands on this, it's really good because yeah, movement speed, everything. This is literally like a small mage blood, right? It's literally like a small mage blood. As in increase effect with the mage blood. Yeah, the utility skills, but just so good. This thing is so good. It's almost impossible or hard to find this. Okay. Raider, chance to get onslaught for 4 seconds on kill. If you can get this, you can remove the modifier on your boots, which is the chance to get onslaught. Elementalist exposure, if fleet applies additional exposure or resistance, negative resistance, good to have. Cannot take reflected damage, also good to have because you have one less mod to roll on your maps. Occultist is probably the best, okay, the best among all of them because it has just too many good shits inside. Your hexes can affect hexproof enemies. There will be some rare enemies that you cannot apply hex, which means you do not have frostbite, you do not have assassin's mark, and this is just good. I mean, it's one less modifier to reroll on your map, but some of the monsters I have difficulty problem fighting with, especially rare monsters, and the hexes can be really good sometimes. Okay, next will be 4% increased area effect per power charge. Bigger AoE, who doesn't want, right? Who doesn't want? Like, every power charge, if you have 8, is 32% increased area effect. If you have 3 of this, it's nearly 100%. You can just imagine the radius. Right? I'll let you go imagine it yourself. Increase effect of curses, good to have but not the best. Regenerate energy shields, same. Chance to hinder enemies on hit with spells. This is also quite decent actually. I've been using this on one of my charms. Yeah, here. Not the most amount, but you have that chance, okay? And this can actually allow you to kite around the enemies very smoothly without them touching you. So something really good that you might want to play with. Necromancer allies have elemental resistance, good to have, which means you can give up some resistance on your items. Alright, you don't have to purposely try and find it. Champion melee hits have 45. This is also not bad, but it's very hard to find. Okay. Same maximum fire resistance, good to have. Slayer, Calling Strike, here we go again. Increase AR effect if you have killed recently, this is not bad, but I haven't seen one yet. Okay, next will be Inquisitor, Consecrated Ground, your create applies increase damage to enemies. Okay, this is good. This is good because every time you're gonna apply your Bottle Fate or Sulfur Flask, you are going to have this effect, okay? And this is increased damage taken to enemies. Guys, this is literally Bottle Fate effect. Okay, and it's really good, okay, because this is upright overall damage plus 7 to 10%. If you have 3 of this, it's just nuts. Your damage is just going to increase a lot. And the last one will be Strength Intelligence. Not the best, but yeah, good to have, right? Okay, so this is the whole list. And yeah, that's really about it for the charms. You just have to, if you do not have enough currency, just go for one that has like 5% critical strike multiplier per power charge, and that's it. Right, that's it. There's really nothing else to do. If you really want to find a separate, second line of modifier, then yeah, just click it over here. I have this suffix modifier, right? So when you enter, it just come out separately randomly. They'll have a lot of rubbish modifiers, to be honest. So we have this 6% as well, you can see. 6% to suppress spell damage. I'm pretty sure this guy is trolling because it's not that cheap. But yeah, you can just browse through the whole list, alright? But do remember the core important modifier is just this, okay? 5% of critical strike multiplier. At high budget, you are going to have 150% crit multiplier if you have 3 charms. Right, so yep, that's about it for the charms. I hope you guys have fun spinning. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!